On May 5th, Kris Jenner appeared on the SheMD podcast hosted by OBGYN Dr. Aliabadi and women's advocate Mary Alice Haney. The hosts asked her something pretty straightforward: how does she maintain her looks at 70 years old? And what came out of that conversation was a surprisingly candid and detailed breakdown of her health journey, the kind you do not usually get from someone at her level of celebrity. So here is what she said. She tried a GLP-1 medication, similar to Ozempic, back when it was not yet the household name it is today, and it hit her hard. She described feeling so nauseous and so unwell that she told her doctor, and I am paraphrasing here, that she simply could not function. She could not work. She could not do anything. Her doctor, who happened to be Dr. Aliabadi herself, immediately said they needed to try something else, and that is where the story gets interesting. Instead of pushing through or trying a different dosage of the same drug, they went in a completely different direction. Kris landed on peptide injections, and she says they changed everything for her. Now, if you are not familiar with peptides, here is a quick breakdown. Peptides are short chains of amino acids, basically the building blocks of proteins, and when injected, they can be used to support weight management, boost energy, and improve athletic performance, among other things. They have been growing in popularity, though experts do remind us that the research on some of these peptides is still catching up to the hype, and side effects can range from mild stomach discomfort to more serious issues like pancreatitis. So it is not a one-size-fits-all situation, and talking to your doctor before trying anything like this is genuinely important advice, not just a legal disclaimer. For Kris, though, the combination of peptide injections and targeted supplements recommended by her doctor made a real difference. She mentioned fish oils and omega-3s specifically, and said that adding those to her routine actually gave her a couple of extra hours of energy in the evening. If you know anything about how Kris Jenner operates, the woman is running a media empire before most people have had their morning coffee, so extra energy is not a small thing for her. She also credited the supplements with benefits for her hair, nails, and skin, which tracks with a lot of what we see in the wellness space right now around collagen support and anti-inflammatory nutrition. And since you are watching this and clearly care about staying informed on health, wellness, and everything happening in pop culture, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a video like this one. Now, of course, no conversation about Kris Jenner's appearance in 2025 is complete without talking about the facelift. She openly acknowledged it during the podcast, crediting Dr. Stephen Levine for the work and saying it was, in her words, helpful, delivered with a laugh that told you she is very much at peace with her choices. What is also worth noting is that Kris recently had to address a tabloid story claiming she was furious about her results and secretly regretting the procedure. She shut that down pretty firmly on her daughter Chloe's podcast, saying the story was a flat-out lie and that she loves both her facelift and her surgeon. Danielle. So what do we actually take away from all of this? A few things. First, the GLP-1 and Ozempic conversation is evolving, and not everyone responds the same way. Kris Jenner's experience is a reminder that what works for one person can genuinely make another person miserable, and that is not failure, that is just biology. Second, the rise of peptide therapy and personalized supplementation is a real trend in the wellness space that is worth paying attention to, especially as more high-profile people talk openly about using it. And third, having access to a doctor who actually listens and pivots when something is not working is honestly the most important part of any health journey, celebrity or otherwise. Kris Jenner at 70 is doing things her way, and whether or not her routine is something you would ever try yourself, the conversation she is having is one a lot of people needed to hear.